It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we've got a showcase of shutdown defenses. It's the 49ers and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next.
He originally opened in 1995 as Jacksonville Municipal Stadium when his franchise entered the NFL. We welcome you to Jacksonville and TIAA Bank Field. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And we will not get a run back here to start. Back, and it will come out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They are led out by the 15th overall selection in 2019, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Haskins will throw. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Pulled in at the 24. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run the counter. It's Blake, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's Blake. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll run on 1st down. Blake, and he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Fields now to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And the Jags are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here we go now on first and goal. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. Here's Haskins. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Quentin Williams, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and that will come the offense as they Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Off play action, Fields. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Deontay Harris. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Nice move on the play, but he will be brought down shy of the 15. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Haskins. This is Smith with a grab. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength.
Pressure gets to Haskins, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Haskins throw complete there to Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3 and out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well. Go to something else. And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd and 11 now. Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the sign judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a handoff out of the gun. About 3 yards there to the 27. Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain. Walking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks. On 1st down, it's Blake. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense. Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And the Niners are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter. I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win.
And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Haskins. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Quinnen Williams make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Eluding the pressure right. Finding some room at midfield. And Field's going to have the 1st down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback.
Touchdown! That's caught. A great play there. With touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Tyler Bass now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes inside and puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now Haskins to throw it. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And the pressure gets to him again. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the one interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
On first down, Fields. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Here's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. On play action, Fields. This will be caught. Judy. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. A big play there just before halftime.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Now Fields. Touchdown, Jaguars! Jerry Jeudy in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars would extend their lead here just before halftime. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. On the return, Deontay Harris. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Titans out in front in that one. Josh Allen with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. A.J. Dillon, 84 yards on the ground. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
Tyler Lockett, a touchdown catch in the victory.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
It is fielded right at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And the Jacksonville offense on their way out again as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Fields going to toss this quickly out wide, complete.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
7 yards, the pickup there. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And partner, one good thing about that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job steadying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Fields throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Back to throw. Fields.
Caught on a slant. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And it is 28-0.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Here's Harris to return it.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. On second down, McCaffrey. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
So now here's a deep shot that's complete and past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's Haskins to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here's Bradley Pena now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fielded at about the 28. So a change of possession here on the punt. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And a solid run down inside the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On second down at 4, Fields. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Blake. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Now this throw caught left side, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
They'll come up now on second and a yard. Play action. It's Fields. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. The Jaguars on third down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Right back to him on first down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
Fields going to get this one out on the perimeter.
And it's made. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Mecole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Jaguars add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Niners set to take over on offense. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this fourth quarter.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
From midfield now, Haskins. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
And remember
remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in at the goal line. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Jags grab it. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. They'll run on first down. It's Blake, and he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Fields. He finds his man, complete. That's Blake. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Now it's Haskins. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. The Niners on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's fielded at the 45. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. He's going deep for Brown. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
The quick slant caught, and he's brought down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his man on the out route. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
And now it appears that the referee's been advised that they're getting a review. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. That's reported by Bass, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. As San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Quentin Williams in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Read it well, and it's pulled. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way. Like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Here's Harris to return it. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Looking to throw again on second down. Haskins. He completes it to Evans. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Third and 2, now Haskins.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Haskins will throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, it's Haskins.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Off play action, Fields. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Where were they clicking on offense?
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Jacksonville, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.